welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is a topic that speaks about perhaps a bit of a no contact situation. We're asking the question, how would they react if you reached out to them? So maybe you've been waiting for them to reach out to you. Maybe you're watching and waiting perhaps, and they haven't up to this point. So you're feeling a little antsy. Spirit is going to look into what will happen if you make contact with this person, what you can expect. So we do have 3 piles to choose from today. We have the Empress here for pile number 1. We have pile number 2 with the 2 of Cups. And we have pile number 3 with the Page of Swords. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there could be messages, of course, waiting today. And my timestamps are always listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Again, pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. How would the person on your mind, perhaps in no contact at this time, how would they feel if you reached out to them? What can you expect? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn to the Empress energy. And of course, I want to welcome you back if you are a returning subscriber, or if you're a new subscriber, or somebody who's just stumbled across my channel for the very first time. We welcome you here to the Tarot Cottage. This for pile number 1, we're asking the question, what would happen if the person on your mind, how would they react if you reached out to them in a no contact situation? So in this case, the Empress, you can see it looks like a little pig here. She's got her beautiful dress on. They are encouraging us to be aware of greed associated here with this person or with our actions. Now, this can speak to kind of the Empress being in a state of abundance already. So sometimes this can speak to people being in ever-present relationships or in a situation that doesn't support a new relationship of some kind. So they're just asking us to be aware with caution, or really reflect upon the highest good of ourselves and other people involved. Just make sure we're not taking this option or reacting in a sense of greed at this time. So let's take a look and see for pile number 1, how would they react if you reached out to them? How would you react if they reached out to you? We have the 8 of Swords. This is coming from the Kawaii Tarot. We have the Knight of Swords. And they're showing like a hamster on a wheel. So there's been a lot of overthinking perhaps towards this connection. We have Temperance. We also have the Magician. We have the 8 of Wands. And we have the Sun. Back of the deck, we do have the Judgment, and we have the 2 of Coins. Okay, so they're actually showing me like one of those tomatoes that you know, all of our grandmas had one of these tomatoes where they would put the pins in it to hold their straight pins. They're showing me one of those. So they're talking about like mending something, holding something together. Now, we have a lot of energies here. There's a lot of clarity that comes in. So if you reached out to this person, they would gain a lot of clarity. Some of that clarity, I feel like they wouldn't be able to completely react to, because there's this strong momentum that propels them towards some type of decision when it comes to you here. So the question, or the message that came forward immediately about beware of greed may not be because of your situation. It may be because of their situation. So you may be privy to like what sort of life they're leading right now, the relationships that they are kind of perhaps influenced by at this time. So that could be why that message came through, because it does feel like it comes in and it complicates things for them. It gives them clarity, and I think that they wanted that clarity out of this connection. Like they want the information, but it's almost testing to them. It's like, be careful what you wish for. You actually just might get it, because now it creates this pressure for them to act. But we're starting with the 8 of Swords. And you'll notice that this cat here is sleeping on top of what looks like a little cart with wheels. So I always think of like the Chariot energy. So the Chariot's like being emotionally pulled in different directions. So their reaction to you reaching out would be very mixed. They would feel emotionally driven from the past to the future, perhaps pulled in different directions because of people, and feeling like they have to unstick themselves from something. – 'Cause I feel like they're telling themselves they should be defensive, because they're in a state of abundance. So they're telling themselves they should be defensive, because they're in a state of abundance. So they're telling themselves they should be defensive, because they're in a state of abundance. So they're telling themselves they should be defensive, because I feel like they're telling themselves they should be defensive, It's like they're almost defensive when the message comes in, but then they tell themselves that they need to read the message because it's going to empower them. It's going to make them feel less confused about you or less confused about the lack of information. Here's the 10 of Swords, supporting the 8 of Swords. Together, that's the 18, referencing the moon. Because it's like things that they've suppressed, desires perhaps that they've suppressed, coming to the surface for them. And creating some light, again, creating clarity, but also there's a helplessness that comes in with the 10 of Swords. It's like I have the clarity, but I can't do anything about it. So I feel like their status, your status could be a factor in the information coming in. Because it seems to ignite a fear of loss, of losing something, whether it be you or other environments. And they're just highlighting this Magician and how there's all of these rabbits, different rabbits in different boats going down this passageway. It reminds me of Temperance, but it also reminds me of like it impacting a lot of different people. Like there's a domino effect of impact. So it's like there's a celebration about it. They're even talking about potentially it coming in the month of July, or you being really tempted to take this action now. That's where Spirit asks us to pause for a moment with judgment, so that we don't react with greed, or we don't move through with information that doesn't allow, it impacts, but it doesn't really allow for growth at the moment. Because it sends them into a reflection period. And you'll notice that all of these little animals in below, they're all dressed like little mermaids. So there's a certain amount of like allure, a temptation to be kind of pulled overboard. And now we have this 2 of Pentacles of feeling emotionally driven in different directions. One half of the message empowers me, but it also makes me realize, what am I to do with it? What am I to do with the information? So it creates a lot of clarity that they're waiting for, they want. They're showing like the sense of like a phoenix rising from the ashes, because in their opinion, perhaps they think it's done. So the information coming from you tells them that they are wrong about that. But it also makes them ground themselves to realities. And they feel like they have to be cautious and careful with the next step that they take, because they're showing me here the King of Pentacles. They're also talking about surprise that comes in out of the blue. So being very surprised that they hear from you at that time, being caught off guard. Here's the 2 of Swords. And I think that their better judgment tells them to ignore the message. I don't feel like they can. There could be a time delay where they don't respond right away. But I also feel like they have a hard time because of fear and the inability to commit, because it feels like they're compromising something they've committed to. Or maybe, again, it could be reversed where you are compromising something. But there is joy associated with hearing from you. The impact is joyful. The impact is abundance. The impact is also clarity. There can be a mixed bag. We can hold joy and grief at the same time. And after this impact, we go back to reality. The sun starts to shine a light on all. But I feel like the immediate reaction of them, you know, with this joyful energy of like being so happy to hear from you, I feel like that is very telling. I feel like that's very enlightening for them. If they could lean into that feeling. Here's the 7 of Swords. Spirit says that they will respond to you, but it might feel like it comes in secretly overall. I feel like this really makes them realize and contend with moments when they weren't honest with themselves. It's like they had told themselves they had moved forward. They kept telling themselves that. They kept telling themselves that you are a temporary situation. But ultimately, this moment seems to bring to the surface some of that denial. Like it's like they were lying to themselves in that moment. Here is the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Man. It's like their immediate reaction is to be impulsive. And you know, the immediate reaction is the reflection. But what they want to do is to be impulsive and to not worry about the consequences with this Knight of Wands. Here's the Hanged Man. Because it's almost like, yep, that's all the confirmation I needed. All I needed was to hear a go energy from you, and now I want to go too. But it brings to the surface the reality of my situation. It brings to the surface the denial that I've had for myself and other people. And now I may have to, it's almost like they feel like they have to be dishonest in some ways in their life in order to work through the obstacles overall. How would they react if you reached out to them? Makes them really nostalgic for the past. Please don't give up on our connection. You reaching out to them empowers them. They're showing one person who's purple, one person who has like chicken pox. So it's like one person's empowerment kind of ignites a little bit of fear in the other in that contact. We have here, I'm scared to feel how I feel. And they've been scared to kind of hold on to this as well because they needed your light. They needed the sunshine to come in with the clarity about what you're still experiencing. We have here, I should move on. We can see that they're breaking a chain here, referencing a ball and chain. It does take them back to a place where they don't want to leave. It's like they're talking about Neverland and not wanting to grow up. We have here, can you handle me because I'm a lot? You make them feel vulnerable. I just saw the Naked card, making them feel vulnerable and seen. To disappoint you would shatter me. We have a couple flipping over here. Because now I realize you're a reflection of me and that's scary. I'm scared you'll say no and tell me how to make this right. It's like a wrench in the plans that I originally had. It's like they're almost afraid to ask you to wait for them, afraid to let you know that there's complications for them as well that could interfere with what they want to do as a result. Because it's like they're feeling the necessity to deny themselves because of the complications of their situation. Yeah, we have the Naked card coming out as well. We're just kind of keeping this kind of covered up because YouTube's very strict about that recently. And we have here, you would fit in so well to my life. This card is actually an outlier for me. I feel like it's almost ironic. I feel like that's where the trouble comes in. It's like they're having a hard time conceptualizing, how do you fit in now to my experience? We have, but I have a plan, but you're going to have to just wait a little bit longer because it's going to have to be under construction because they're worried. It says here, we skated on thin ice. It's like a breakthrough for your connection, but it could lead to a breakup in other areas of their lives. Let's get some advice for pile 1, please, in relation to this person and making contact in the no contact situation for pile 1, please. We have here, consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. They're highlighting commitment issues. They're highlighting, again, the beware of greed. We also have here, embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and to be accepted. It is number 18. As I said, we start with the 10 and the 8, the 18 of the moon. It brings to the surface the truth of how they're feeling, the truth of how you're feeling. But they are also speaking about having to look above things, having to find solutions in order to continue with the progress. Backup deck says, true love. This is the love of a lifetime. That could be how you're feeling in this moment. That could ignite a truth for this person as well in the future. Let's get a charm bolt, please, for pile number 1. What will be their initial thought that pops into their mind? Very first thing that pops into their mind when or if pile 1 reaches out to them. Here's the sun coming out. Here is the 6 of Cups. So nostalgic. It's like a blast from the past. Someone, it's like instantly emotions come flooding back. There's a lot of care and love that goes into the 6 of Cups. Somebody that's always going to hold you up on a pedestal, or someone that's always going to be very close emotionally to you or feel very impacted by you as well. I will admit that this little horse, that the little baby is naked on the horse, it does ignite, again, a freedom of choice. It kind of shows opportunity for them. They recognize an opportunity is presenting itself, but there are a lot of challenges for them to overcome, including risk, taking leaps of faith. We have the paperclip, could be a work or school connection from the past. We have someone who hasn't seen me in a while. The blue lips are all about like not having been kissed in a while. So maybe there's been a big, huge distance in time between you. We have things coming to light with the dragonfly, and first it was face down, so they perhaps want this enlightenment to come in, but it does challenge them to change directions and to become hungry for their own success and not just perhaps the comfort of other environments. Because we have the hatchet, which can be a nod to the 10 of Pentacles and commitment cycles. We have you, and we have healing, listening with your divine wisdom codes, those pearls of wisdom, when it comes to the loss that you feel, because the Spirit says that you might be feeling compelled or influenced by the loss of this person right now. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you, and I am praying for you, of course. Please drop your comments below for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me. If you are a subscriber, just drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. I will notify you beneath your comment if you are chosen the winner of the free tarot reading. And I give you clear directions on how to reach out to me from that point. If you are a new subscriber, be sure to do that as well. I would love to read for you. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile 2. You are drawn to the Two of Cups, and this is your reading. How would the person in no contact feel if you reached out to them? Now, the Two of Cups is a card of deep connection. It's a card of beginnings of relationships as well. You can see that these two snakes are kind of coiling their way up towards the wisdom of that, I guess, owl slash lion. And these two rabbits, the rabbit for me is a symbol of like the Page of Wands. So there's an equal perhaps amount of curiosity towards relationships, towards contact as well. But there could be also like patience being associated with both of your approaches. The two of you may be kind of having a standoff. It's like two people on either ends of the gymnasium, and it's like, I don't know which one of you is going to come forward first. So you guys could be playing a game of like emotional chicken at this moment here too, but there could be a lot of mutual interest in evolution in this relationship. So let's take a look at that. For pile number 2, please. How would they react if pile 2 reached out to them? What could pile 2 expect? We have the 8 of Cups coming in first position. We have the 7 of Swords. Oh, we have the Chariot. My chair's all squeaky. They're also showing me the 3 of Cups, the Page of Wands, the World. So I feel like we need to keep those energies out with the Chariot here for now. Just consider that one big card. We have the Empress. We have the Temperance. Back of deck, we have the Strength. They're also showing the High Priestess. There's a lot of major, there's the Emperor. A lot of major themes here. Let's clarify this as we go forward. What to expect if pile 2 reached out, please. We have the 2 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. Knight of Wands and the Hermit. Oh my goodness, there's some really interesting energies that are coming through these reactions. Ooh, now it's interesting because I mentioned in pile number 1, the card that we used for pile 1's energy was the Empress, and she was shaped like a pig. And now we have this pig here connected to the Divine Masculine. Sometimes the pig for me is a symbol of greed at times. You reaching out to this person, and we have a lot of cards on the floor now, so let's take a look at those. It almost feels like a dream come true for them. We have a lot of energies here that didn't really flip over. 7 of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Emperor, and we have the 9 of Wands reversed. Now, I feel like this person's almost waiting to hear from you. If I'm being honest, I can't deny that I feel like there could be complications for them. I feel like there could be third party, for instance. But if I was being honest with you, it does not feel like they are emotionally invested in the third party as much as they might be emotionally invested in the opportunity with you, because they get a huge morale boost when you reach out to them. They have this confidence that comes in, and they are like, even with the 10 of Cups, it brings in like the clarity that they've been waiting for. But now it's like time for them to make choices, make decisions, take practical approaches, because what they want to do is this Knight of Wands and just rush forward. But the consequences could be could be great for them. There could be obstacles that they're worried about. Like there could be boundaries that they're trying to cross here. A lot of Virgo energy coming through. So it's like they have to almost deny their immediate impulse of what they really want to do because it gives them a lot of abundance. It gives them a lot of confidence, but it does make them feel a little bit greedy. So they're immediately interested in meeting up with you. They're immediately wanting to perhaps explore the passionate side of this Knight of Wands. They know that that's kind of a greedy approach to take. That may not be in alignment with like a true king, for instance, a true queen, for instance. They know that it's a bit greedy to take, but sometimes that pig doesn't care. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a feeling about if I'm getting the Empress out of it, that temptation is too good to pass up. This is an opportunity that feels too good to pass up. Does it bring a lot of themes to the surface for them? Absolutely. Right? Because it's almost like it doesn't tame, like the strength is talking about them having to tame their instant desires, having to tame their immediate desire for gratification. Because they're talking about the Temperance with the Three of Swords and how they may have to get themselves free from something. They may have to sever ties with energies in order to progress. But the first position card is the Eight of Cups. So it's almost like the information that comes in for you, there's a celebration surrounding it. Here's the Three of Cups. It ignites the curiosity of where this could go. There's a world impact. So it's like they feel really impacted and abundant by the information you bring forward. But now they're like, okay, now I've got work to do. Maybe I have to walk away. Maybe they feel like they're having to sacrifice something very practical in order to walk away at this moment. But maybe they're going to gain so much. So it's almost like they can't have what they want without some sort of release. But I feel like they are very willing to release, even if it takes time. Spirit says it may even take some time. Even if it takes time, they feel very willing to release. I feel like this person is interested in a relationship in the future, but it's like they're showing me like a surgeon or a doctor. And that might be very like practical or very specific. Or although it's really speaking to my what they have to unpack or what they have to dissect in their life. And here's the Ten of Cups, but here's the Death energy, and here we have the Five of Swords, the Five of Spades, laying face up on the ground, impacted. They're talking about conflict. They're talking about someone who perhaps knows that the information, the light that comes in for you is going to create some sort of a conflict, create the end of something. But the Ten of Cups says, I'm willing to do that because I feel like I can gain something more here. It's like I belong here. They feel like they could belong in a relationship with you. So I feel like you reaching out to them would have a huge impact, but I do feel like it would have to take time because they have some practical things that they have to take care of. That may feel like it almost feels like you have to share them in a way, in a sense, and that might not feel very abundant for you. You may feel dissatisfied with like having to deny the connection because the Ten of Cups is here, the Ten of Cups is here. We could have to spend some time after the admission or after you reaching out to them where we feel like we have to lower our standards for a time until they feel like they can free themselves from their situation. But the progress could definitely lead us starting at the Two of Pentacles or Two of Cups. And we can't jump from the Two of Cups to the Ten of Cups in one fell swoop. It takes time to build a sense of security, to build belonging, to build trust in each other as well. But it feels like these are sacrifices that they may be willing to make ultimately for you. Even if it takes them some time and they may ask for that time, but they're saying that it would only be temporary. Let's get some message cards to see what will their thoughts and emotions be. How will they react if pile 2 reaches out to them? We have, this fell underneath. It says, listen to your heart. Which might be challenging for them because it creates obstacles. It says here, I can't even look at you right now. This is like the Five of Swords, but it's kind of coming in the reversal right now because it's asking for like time to create a fair fight, right? It's like, give me a fair shot. It's like, I just want to throw my hat in the ring. And then they're talking also with the Five of Swords reverse now about getting moving into a peaceful situation or a peaceful resolution after I've been caught for something. So it's like they could be worried about getting caught for their feelings. What do you want? So it's like they're going to want to clarify exactly what you want. It's like, are we on the same page? Because it's like, I need us to be on the same page in order for us to move through this cycle with as much grace as possible. I worry about us a lot, but look, I feel the same way. And I think that is exactly how they're feeling in this moment. You're both kind of impacted by the desire, but they feel like they have to keep themselves collared. It says, I am coming, but you have to trust me. Back of the deck says, wait already, which is kind of like the Seven of Pentacles reversed. It's like there's a fear of like you giving up too soon. It's like they're worried that you'll give up on them too soon because they get excited about the prospect of more. Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups. It's like, I just want you all the time, but there's a certain amount of momentum that's pressurized that feels like it's pushing or propelling us into change. It's very passionate. They would have a very passionate response. Yeah, I'm obsessed with you, obsessed with your body. Knight of Wands energy. I'm addicted to you. Feels like you would have a very strong influence, a very strong impact on this person. So I think so, yes. It's coming in reverse because there's hesitation to create immediate results, but it's like they are on board. They just don't know how to accomplish it. It's like, you are so beautiful. What do you need me for? Again, back of deck is wait. But they will perhaps make us wait before we can enter into a true blue relationship or something that is defined as such. Let's get a card, please. We have here the heart of the matter. There is more going on that meets the eye. And I feel like there's more going on between the two of you in the moment, even in no contact perhaps, than meets the eye. We also have here embrace your emotions. This came out, I believe, in pile 1. It says allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. And we have here I love you. These are powerful words. And they're highlighting like having to go to great lengths to achieve something. They're saying in the left breast pocket you'll find the key, and that's what's going to activate all the change, is listening to the heart, which is the seat of the soul. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. What will be the initial first reaction, the first thought? Hermit, Virgo energy coming through. Lots of Leo here too today. Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. They're talking about surprise, that it kind of pops up out of nowhere. It does feel like it would be a message of love, and almost like a message of like concrete love, sure love. It's like, I'm telling you exactly how I feel. It may feel like it's like we're not necessarily just starting an emotional relationship here. It feels like it's already impacted by emotion. A lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio coming through. We have the Hammer. We have electricity. We also have the Mermaid. So there's a lot of like desire and almost allure. It's like something that's tempting me. We also have, I always think of the Red Cross here, but also like Temperance and the Kundalini Awakening. We have Virgo energy, and we have expression here to express our sovereignty, and Libra. All right, love, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading as well. And I do update that shop daily. But please come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Page of Swords, and this is your reading. How would the person on your mind in no contact react if you reached out to them? Now, you can see it looks like Puss in Boots here. The Page of Swords is the watcher. So they could be watching and kind of gathering information about you in this moment. You could be watching them too and thinking about taking that risk here as well. But it's like you're trying to build up the courage to see if you are capable of following through. They're also speaking about education that could come in as well as a result of action. But let's take a look here. Whoops, for pile number 3, we have the Two of Pentacles coming out first. We have the Tower coming out. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups. Ooh. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we do have the Chariot, a lot of Cancer energy coming through, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. There's the Five of Wands. Now, I can't deny that there is a challenge here for this person, and it could be for you, of course. The Three of Cups talks about like joy in experiencing a reunion, somebody that they're happy to hear from. But you can notice that there's like a pearl of wisdom up here. There's a pearl of wisdom down here. There's a pearl up here. They look like a mermaid as well. So even if this is friendship, it isn't. And it feels like a temptation. Even though there's happiness, it's mixed with complication because we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Earth and the Tower. So ultimately, position is a big issue for this person, maybe for you too. And the Five of Pentacles says, I feel pretty anchored here. It's like we gather information and there's like a lot of desire to, because there's a lot of information that gets exchanged. So I feel like a conversation would happen where you get a lot of information coming in. You get the Four of Wands. And even though the information that comes in could be a recognition of like, I really can't do anything about what you're saying, or I can't do anything because of my situation or because I'm anchored in my relationships. There is still a part of them that gains a lot from that moment. They get highly triggered by it because this is actually like makes them feel great about themselves, makes them feel like, and maybe there's a bit of arrogance surrounding it, but making them feel like really abundant. Even though there's a lot at stake with the Tower, it comes in like an epiphany and it makes me feel so good about myself. And we start with the Two of Pentacles being supported by the Four of Wands, which means that this trigger is impactful and it continues beyond that immediate sort of revelation that they receive or the immediate message that you bring forward. Here's the Temperance. High Priestess. I do feel like they aren't going to share with the people in their life that they've talked with you, or they might minimize it and call you just a friend from the past, for instance. It's like they are compartmentalizing a little bit in their life. But I do feel like this person could be in a relationship. Again, this could be reversed and you might be in a relationship. It's not that they are uninterested in a full-born relationship with you. It's that they are referencing now, here's the Seven of Wands, the hurdle within the Chariot, and they have to find the determination to push through. It's just not ideal timing, and they do resist change at that moment because of fear. But what it does is starts to get the wheels turning. They might respond to you and say, I'm sorry, I wish I could, but, and then filling in that blank. I wish I could, but I can't. I wish I could, but there's other people. I wish I could, but I have a family. There's a huge difference between saying, I really wish I could, but, and saying, I can't, I won't. And I feel like they're going to start with the previous, the first. They're going to say, you know, I really wish I could, but, and then filling in that caveat because of the Tower. It's like, I'm going to take a passive approach for now because of the Tower. I'm going to hold this information close to my heart because of the Tower. So you may be even temporarily disappointed with their initial reaction or the information that you receive because it feels like they're anchored in a position. But again, what it does is it starts to turn the wheel. It starts to impact them. They carry it forward. And the Two of Pentacles, unlike the Chariot, this is a card of arrival. It's like this is the overarching theme of them having already arrived at a location, a destination that they thought that was permanent perhaps. And then a phone call made them realize it was wrong. And what it does is kind of puts them in a whirlwind to makes them second guess that arrival and swings them back into the Two of Pentacles, which is my mini Chariot, of saying, I really wish I could. I'm triggered by this information. I'm triggered by this action, but I don't know how, when, or if I'm capable. I don't know what to do with this. I'm juggling too many things and I'm feeling imbalanced. And it requires choice and it requires compromise for them perhaps. So they may not feel free to actually launch themselves into a relationship with you, but it would give them a very powerful information that would impact their decisions overall. They're going to continually be triggered by that message. And it's not your fault or your job to worry about where a trigger takes someone, of course. That's for them to contend with. We're triggering people all day long. I could be triggering people in this message. And if it triggers us, that means we have to unpack it a little bit deeply. The Let's get some message cards to see what sort of emotions will be going through their mind. Truthfully, it doesn't feel like they throw this potential out the wall, or I'm sorry, out of the window or anything. It feels like it just delays things for your connection. You may not see a lot of progress if you reached out to them at this time, if I'm being quite honest with you. But that doesn't mean you haven't seeded something. Seeded a truth, seeded expectation. I don't know how to express my love to you, so I keep it inside. And they may do that with the High Priestess. They may, again, they may even take the information you're receiving and try to project friendship back at you. That is not necessarily 100% the truth. I've been telepathically communicating with you. And I also just saw I'm protecting this connection. So they could be protecting themselves, but also wanting to protect the option. That's why the Two of Pentacles is present first. I don't want to hide how I feel. I don't want to hide this connection anymore, but that is what they feel like they must do. Perhaps even towards you. I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. And that could sort of start to adjust. I feel like, again, if they thought that they had arrived at a destination, usually, you know, it's like the final destination, and this impacts them to make them wonder if that is the final destination, if there's more to come in context with this connection. I want to reconcile with you. I even feel like they'd feel tempted to meet up with you physically. Again, that would most likely be delayed. I'm feeling the consequences of my choices and actions at this time. And they're showing as well, I do want to make things right with you, but you just have to give me the opportunity. And so it's like they're trying to find the solution. But Spirit says they have to compromise something. And I feel like that's where they are. It's like they want their cake and eat it too. They don't want to have to compromise necessarily anything. And they're really highlighting Puss in Boots and the characteristics of Puss in Boots, and how he kind of, when someone saved his life, he promised to stay with Shrek until he returned the favor. It's like part of his oath, part of his omens. Like there's something about the integrity that this person tries to maintain. I'm not used to a connection like this, so I usually run. And I just saw some people don't want to see us together. I've been dreaming about you. It almost feels kind of, there's something about a chain. Like they could have be having dreams about you, and then immediately the message comes in. There's like a connection there of like, did I conjure this up? Like I was just dreaming about you. Just knowing I'm now obsessed with you. I don't want to be with anyone else. Back of deck already says, don't focus on who wants me. I want you. And I also just saw on the other side, just wait on me. Please don't give up. I'm always reminded of you. I've been doing spell work on you. This could be referencing prayer. Back of the deck says, I have a gift for you. You've given me a spark. And that is the impact that you could have in reaching out to this person, is giving them a spark of creativity, giving them an option, giving them something to muse about. Perhaps even acting as the muse. It says here, look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And it's number 11, which speaks to justice and the truth and balance. It may require, when the truth comes forward, for them to rely on their inner strength in order to exercise their inner truth. They could be worried about the impact that truth has on environments and others. We also have here, practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective. It's again number 15. I connect that to the Devil, to Capricorn energy, and attachment. So attachments could be an issue. But you can see that it's a little bird that's not in flight. And then there's a light that's casting itself down on the bird. So it's speaking here about somebody who isn't reaching out to you perhaps, but maybe watching you. But needing that light cast upon the situation so that they can make decisions and practice compassion even for themselves. We do have love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation, but patience may be required. It says love is patient and kind always. So we may not get the complete outcome that we're hoping for right away. Again, they have complications they may have to work through. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. The first thought that pops through their mind if they reach out. 4 of Pentacles, reverse, 8 of Swords. It's like somebody needing to like wiggle themselves free of something before they can really take action in an impactful way. The Knight doesn't want to wait. He wants to be really impulsive, sometimes taking a little bit of a risk, but somebody has a concern for their home. So they may feel like they have to delay their desires. Oh, and they just showed me a pirate and I just lost a charm. Let me see it. Okay, so it's the letter I. It flew across the floor. And we have if, we have D, we have H. They're also highlighting fatherhood coming through now here too. We have friend reverse, but it's not a friend. They may say that, but it's not a true friendship. It's something so much more. The blue lips came out in pile 1, I believe, and it's a reference for me about someone who hasn't seen someone in a while or been kissed in a while. We have here Aquarius coming through. We have Libra coming through. And they're talking here about somebody who's normally very honest, who perhaps feels like they have to be a little dishonest at that time. We have the 3 of Wands for expansion, but we may have to wait into the future. Lots of Aquarius energy and wishful thinking. So it would definitely perhaps create momentum for the future of the connection if you were to reach out, pile 3. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell, of course. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I update that shop daily. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you share this video, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.